The first footwork pattern is called step slide, and it's exactly like it sounds, stepping and sliding. We're in our Bajong stance. We're going to step slide forward. We're going to move our left foot forward, and we're going to slide our rear foot up about the same distance that we moved our left foot. And again, we're going to set our weight back on the rear leg. Step slide forward. We can also step slide back. We move our rear foot and slide the front foot back the same distance. Again, returning the weight to the rear foot. Step slide back. We can also step slide left and right. And it's interesting to note that whether you're in left lead or right lead, if you're going to go left, you always move your left foot first. And if you're going to go right, you always move your right foot first. Step slide left, we move the left foot a little bit, we slide the right foot into place. Step slide right, we move the right foot a little bit, and we move the left foot in place. Again, being up on our balls of our feet, and the weight stays back. Step slide left, step slide right. The next footwork pattern looks very similar to step slide, but it's radically different. It's called push shuffle. In step slide, we stepped forward and pulled our weight up into position. But with push shuffle, we're going to launch ourselves forward, pushing with the rear leg, and immediately returning our weight to that rear foot. We can also push shuffle back. Again, returning the weight to the rear foot, keeping that front foot light. Push shuffle is used for punching. You push shuffle in while punching, and you push shuffle out to escape an attack. The next footwork pattern is called slide shuffle. It's used for kicking, and it looks totally different from the others. In slide shuffle, I'm going to pull my rear leg up towards my front foot and then shuffle my front foot out. I can also slide shuffle back. This is used for kicking, and again the weight is always returned to the rear foot. The front foot stays light. Slide shuffle forward, slide shuffle back. So now we have some basic movement. We can move forward and back, and left and right. I can step slide forward, step slide left, step slide right, step slide back, push shuffle forward, push shuffle back, slide shuffle forward, slide shuffle back. But now I have to worry about the guy who might be behind me, or a person who might be on my left, or a person who might be on my right. I have to change angles. So we're going to look at two things: quarter pivots and reverse stance. First, we're going to reverse stance. To reverse my stance, I want to return to a position that I'm comfortable with, that I'm familiar with, something at least similar to what I have right now. The quickest way for me to turn around and get back into this stance is to step across the line and then pull my rear foot. I'm now in the opposite lead, but I'm in a lead I'm familiar with weight on my rear foot, my rear heel up, my front foot light. Reverse stance. Step across the line, pull the foot. Weights return to the rear foot, heel is up, front foot is light. Reverse stance. Reverse stance. Now we're going to look at quarter pivots. They're called quarter pivots for a reason. It's 360 degrees around me. I only want to turn 90 degrees, a quarter of that full circle. If I wanted to go more than that, that's 180. We just explored that, the reverse stance. So with two quarter pivots, a left and right quarter pivot, and a reverse stance, I can turn all the way around myself and cover all angles. The interesting thing about pivots, it doesn't matter what lead you're in. You can be in a left lead or a right lead. Whichever direction you want to go, drag that foot. If I want to quarter pivot left, I'm going to drag my left foot. If I'm going to quarter pivot right, I'm going to drag my right foot. For a left quarter pivot, I'm going to drag my left foot. Left quarter pivot. My rear heel is still up. My weight is still back on that rear leg, so I can pick my front leg up easily. Left quarter pivot. Right quarter pivot, I drag my right foot. My weight is still back on the rear foot, so it's easy to pick my lead leg up. My heel is still off the ground. Right quarter pivot. There's one more footwork pattern that we'll go through, which is actually quite simple, but people interject a common error into it, and it's called change stance. Change stance is just what it sounds like, changing my stance, changing it from a left lead to a right lead to a left lead. The common mistake that people make is they hop, but that actually turns it into two motions, or three, going down, up, and then switching. All I really want to do is just shuffle my feet. Again, the weight's on the rear foot, rear heel is up. Weight's on the rear foot, rear heel is up, front foot is light. Change stance.